What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. Today we're going to talk about the Nico Harrison super secret exclusive meeting that was held the other day. Apparently ESPN had a nice little segment on it. Stephen A. Smith, everybody was talking about it. So we're going to go ahead and react to that. Again, if y'all don't mind dropping a like, consider subscribing, consider becoming a member of the channel. I would appreciate it very much, man. You know, it's really hard out here in these content streets. So again, without further ado, enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. So I am going to click the video. If I could get, where is it at? Oh, here it goes. Here's the video, but we're not going to show the video because Disney, let me get over here. Disney is playing hardball right now. They're not letting me react to it, and that's totally fine. But I have a way around it, I hope. Hopefully this works. So again, enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. So we're just going to put a still image. We're going to listen to it together. and we're going to do our best assessment to break this all down for y'all. All right, we're going to do a still photo reaction. Here we go.
Continuously to explain the logic behind this shocking trade with Luka.
I'll probably go back and forth like this.
They're clearly feeling that heat because yesterday, GM Nico Harrison, he held a closed-door meeting with reporters. No cameras allowed, and he said this: there are no regrets on the trade. Part of my job is to do the best thing for the Mavericks, not only today, but also in the future, and some of the decisions I'm going to make are going to be unpopular. That's my job, and I have to stand by it. Now, elsewhere in the course of this conversation, he also emphasized repeatedly the importance of defense. He said, quote, our philosophy, like I said, going forward is defense wins championships and we're built on defense. And this trade cements us for that. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, is joining us for context in this conversation. But Bob, you spent over a decade in the front office as a general manager with the Golden State Warriors. Did you hold any meetings like this? Well, what did you make of this?
We had problems. We didn't. It wasn't all perfect. And you know, every team's got issues, right? They all do. And especially if you look closely, and we never scrutinize teams more than we do now. But owning an NBA team is a private business, but it's not private. It's public. Yep. Stephen A. makes a career out of commenting on how teams are run, and that's fine. Fans show up and boo and cheer. So it's as public of a private business as you can have. So when things are difficult, Malika, you have to face the music, right? So what Nico said, I'm fine with what he said. Again, I've talked about how I feel about the trade. I feel like they didn't leave themselves many outs. He said we got to win, but it's poker and he's playing for an inside straight. He doesn't have 5 outs to convince his fans that this works. But for you, what I don't understand, and again, people scrutinize this trade and have opinions of it. Why did they do this closed door? I don't think that really sat well with anybody. Forget about, you know, the local fan, but anybody. It didn't go over very well.
So, Bob, my understanding is Nico Harrison did not want to do this closed-door round table. This was not his idea. This was something that was enforced by their owner, Patrick Dumont.
You know, I think they were trying to repair some things. It felt like that, but it felt like some of the comments didn't land.
Sometimes less is better. Sometimes less is better. You know, probably already
or
said
less is more.
What does it tell you, though, that the owner is essentially enforcing this onto the GM?
Well, again, owning a team, you get to do what you want to do, Sean. You get to do what you want to do. But this, I guess I would, anybody in the organization, the Mavericks organization, I don't think they could foresee this.
Just bored.
Right. And maybe it's because Kyrie got hurt. Maybe it's because Anthony Davis didn't play right away. They referenced the 2.5 quarters that showed what they could do. But I think what they're doing now is we got to respond to this.
You can do what you want to do as an owner. You can also be called stupid for doing it. And that's exactly what I'm calling Dallas Mavs ownership. Stupid for doing what they did. Yep. We live in an age where the podcast world is proliferated. It's taken on a life of its own. The media is people who ain't even in the media, okay? I mean, they're all, because we're all lumped in the same bowl. You got stuff going on, comments out the wazoo, and you think it was wise to mandate that your general manager have a meeting and no cameras allowed? Really? Like, that getting out was going to help you as an organization. It's bad enough you let go of a superstar that's 6 years younger than the guy that you were getting in return. It's bad enough that you didn't get any other assets to go along with him. I understand the Max Christie. I understand, you know, swapping the first-round picks, all of this stuff. You didn't get enough. When Knicks look at Mikal Bridges and everybody looks at that trade, and you gave up 5 picks, 4 unprotected first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges, but the Lakers didn't have to do a quarter of that to get Luka Doncic, and y'all have nosedived since, primarily due to injuries, of course, and your response is before a play-in game. Season ain't over. Ain't exit interviews much. There's still a play-in game that they're playing tonight. And before that game, you're going to sit up there and mandate that your general manager has a meeting with the media. By the way, the media, don't bring your cameras, even though that's a part of your, that's one of the tools you use in media. I don't know if you know that, but it is, media people come with cameras. They come with microphones. And he said, don't bring them. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a franchise suggest. And Nico Harrison ultimately looks bad because he goes out there and what does he say? What does he say? We actually looked good when we were on the court together for 2.5 quarters. 2.5 quarters. Now, we all love, if you know Nico, you got love for him, okay? I've known Nico for years. I have never, ever heard him say something that idiotic. Ever. We really looked good for 2.5 quarters. You didn't even say a game. 2.5 quarters? You can't do that. But they did it because that's what's going on in Dallas right now. And oh, by the way, your owner was Mark Cuban, who was a bit wild, to say the least. But one thing we never associated with him was stupidity. This is the first. Congratulations.
I'll tell you what has to happen. Trust.
I've been saying this. I'm not looking for no pat on my back. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I know what I am. Maybe because the platform isn't big enough. Maybe I'm not heard far enough. But I, TGK, have been on the record of saying all these things that have been said since like day 2, day 1. Honestly, hour 2 of everything. I've been on the record. All the conclusions people are getting to now, I've been there since February 1st or 2nd, whatever. I've been there. This being called stupid was perfect. It needed to be called stupid on a major scale like this. And regardless if it was Patrick Dumont's or Nico Harrison's doing, Patrick Dumont, if you want to save the freaking franchise, your man's Nico Harrison is the man that nobody wants in Dallas anymore. Because he's the one that sold you on this stupid-ass trade. Now, Patrick Dumont, if you want to save a business, you want to save your team, you want to save your arena, you want to save your bottom dollar, get rid of Nico Harrison, bro. There's other GMs. You could hire me. You could hire me for 1/10 of what Nico got paid, and I'll do a fabulous job. Yes, I know how to be corporate. I've been in corporate circles before. Like, I know what that's like. But in the basketball world, bro, like, come on, man. We'll just delegate. I'll go make sure we get the best players here. We'll do a whole campaign to try to bring Luka back, but it is so bad for the Mavericks. So bad.
Is hard to build with a fan base. They had it, right? Because they had trust. It's hard, but now you lost it. Like any relationship. The relationship with your fans has been lost.
Oh, worse. They actually took credit away from the Cowboys.
Wow. Before we go too far down that road.
They did.
You had to do it. You had to do it.
It's the off-season.
Had to do it.
Cowboys.
Not having any sort of out, to your point, though, saying that we looked like a championship team for only 2.5 quarters, to your point, Stephen A. There's nothing that was said here that helped pacify a very, very angry fan base. They want to see a healthy roster on the floor before they're even going to be able, before anyone's even going to be able to need to evaluate what this team even is, Shams.
Kyrie Irving's return, that's the big question now, and that's something the honestly, no. We don't need to see the team on the court healthy or not. We don't need to see it. I get tired that people are assuming that we need to see what this team is looking like for us to make a judgment. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter what they do. I want that to get across to these people on these bigger platforms. It don't matter what they do. It don't. It really doesn't. They can go to the Western Conference Finals. They can go to the NBA Finals.
They could win one. It doesn't justify the trade at all. People need to understand that the city of Dallas, especially the Mavericks part of this city, is not based on this mercenary championships. We're not. We're built on the whole premise of Dirk Nowitzki. I butchered that name, just like I butchered Doncic as well. Or Doncic. I think I got Doncic right. Anyway, Dirk. We're built off of Dirk. And the loyalty aspect of it, and the way we built up with one guy and went through the highs and lows and eventually won, and there was nothing like that championship. And we were building with Luka. We were going through the highs. We were going through the lows, and we were about to hit the cusp of a championship with him. And they ripped that away from us. I don't care what they do. I don't care what AD and Kyrie do anymore. Nothing that they do is going to change how we feel about this team. If you're from Dallas, if you've been a lifelong native like I have, if you've been a lifelong fan like I was, nothing they do is going to change anything. Unless you have a Twitter page and you got all these followers, you're going to keep saying, let's go Mavs, we got to support the team, blah, 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 because you got to keep your followers. I don't give a fuck. I will always stand on what I believe in my heart. And in my heart, I am not trusting this damn organization running this damn team, because that is not the team I recognize anymore since I was a little kid. Nothing they do changes anything. It doesn't change the way we evaluate. The evaluation is over. It is done. Since the moment they traded Luka, the evaluation was over. It was complete. It don't matter what they do. Stop this shit. Stop saying this shit.
Expectation around the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, is that he will play a good chunk of next season. And there's optimism that he will be back for the Mavericks by January. And he's got, before that, a $44 million player option. That's the next situation that Nico Harrison, the Mavericks, will have to deal with. And the goal for the Mavericks has been to rip up his player option and give him a 3-year deal, potentially, to align him with Nico Harrison's 3 years and Anthony Davis's 3 years. Before his injury, he was playing an all-star level, an all-NBA caliber level, Stephen A. And with this team, say whatever you want about the Luka Doncic trade, and obviously there's a lot of feelings on that. Mm-hmm. This is a really this is a competitive and talented team.
Let me be very, very
when
clear.
They're on the court.
Let me be very clear. If Kyrie's healthy, Gafford, Lively,
so think about
Anthony
that
Davis,
team next
that's a
year
championship
with a healthy
contender.
Kyrie Irving.
But having said all of that, let's be clear. Anthony Davis got a game tonight. Luka shows up and drops 45. That game you had 13. You can't look like that. You got to embrace this, Anthony Davis. You got to embrace this. I don't care if everybody else sticks up the joint. That brother got to sit up there and let the city of Dallas know, yo, I'm here.
And we got a hellified Batman.
Last time he said, I'm here, he was gone and not here for a while. Yeah, man, it's just... National media got to do better, though. Like, I appreciate what Stephen A. said, but y'all got to stop acting like we're still evaluating this team. We are not evaluating this team. Nothing they do moving forward is the evaluation is done with. They could win a championship, they could win playoffs, and they're still going to be fair, not fair with the fans. There's going to be spineless fans. Not even spineless fans. I don't know what to call them. I just call y'all fans. Like, you know, y'all are good fans. Yeah, the fact that y'all would take that ass whooping and still support them. Like, hey, kudos to you. I'm pretty sure you'd be happy. I'd be happy for the city if they got a championship from the Mavericks, but you've literally ripped the essence of what it was to be a Mavs fan for life, and that thing is dead too. Now it's Mavs fan for Luka. That's what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think of that. If y'all don't mind the still photo reaction videos where I'm like cutting in and out, let me see if y'all think y'all like that. That way Disney doesn't take it away from me. And if this post, I mean Disney did not block the video. So let me know if y'all like it. And if y'all did, then I'll still try to dabble in ESPN content. But we'll see how this goes. Anyway, man, appreciate y'all watching. Please drop a like. Consider subscribing. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.